I'm Liz. Welcome to my channel where I talk about wearing wigs and helping people get comfortable and confident with that. This wig I want to talk about today is from Chelsey Smith Crowns, and it is Sharpay Midi Americano Monofilament. Whew, that's a lot to say. But when you're shopping with Chelsey Smith Crowns, you can use Elizabeth M to save you 10% off. But Chelsey has started to do monofilament wigs, and this is my second monofilament from Chelsey. Most of the monofilaments I have come from other companies, but now Chelsey is venturing into the monofilament space. So monofilament is more of a mesh, right? It technically has like a lace front situation, but it's more of like a mesh construction at the top. And I'll show it. I'm gonna go further into like the cap construction here. It's a really realistic hairline, very small knots. So if you are someone who's super concerned about that nobody will like know it's a wig, I definitely recommend a monofilament. A lot of times monofilaments are like $200, $300, $400. Some can be as high as $600. Chelsey's are under $200, plus you get that extra 10% off. So it's a really, really great price point for a monofilament, and it's still the Future Fiber high quality synthetic wigs and same cap construction as most of Chelsey's other wigs. So first what I wanna do is when you get your monofilament wig, the other one that I have was Estelle. That one didn't have the monofilament that you had to like remove. So I wanna show you this video I did that I posted. It's vertical, so I'm gonna add it in here so that you can see how I removed the monofilament, but it's the same as removing lace. It's just a little bit thicker, so you want to just be same thing as lace. You want to be careful. I got my second monofilament in from Chelsey Smith Crowns, which I'm really excited about. Now the packaging has changed a little bit for the monofilaments. They were coming in these like boxes, but now they're coming in silk bags for now, and it says that they're in a working on themselves era, because I think they're wanting to change it to be a little bit more elevated. But I guess people weren't liking the boxes, which I liked the boxes. But monofilament is a different type of lace, if you will. So it's more of a mesh. The Sharpay Midi in the Americano. Now, unlike the other monofilament I have and the other monofilaments I have, there is sort of like monofilament that you will have to remove on this one. So just keep that in mind. Monofilament is more of a mesh. This one's actually really interesting because this actually feels like even more meshy than like some of my other monofilaments. It's a little stiffer, so I'm interested to see how that works. But the Americano coloring is one of my favorites from the Sharpay collection, so I wanted to try her out. So like this is, we have to remove a little bit, and then I'm gonna brush it out, but let's remove that monofilament first. I'm going to remove this right to like the start of the knots on this. Again, this is a little bit different than the other monofilaments I have. Like I've never had to remove the front of a monofilament, so, but I think it should work essentially the same. Free parting, so you can move the part if you wanted to. I always brush out my wigs. Ooh, wait, she's pretty. I think I just need to like take this little piece here down just a little bit with like heat. Ooh, wait, I love this length. This is really pretty. All right, now I want to talk about this wig a little bit more in depth. So the Americano coloring from Chelsey Smith Crowns is a beautiful, stunning brunette mix. I love the blend of this. It's hard to turn. Every time I turn, the color gets weird. So let's go like this way. I'm gonna take it off my head. All right, so it's a beautiful brunette mix. It has a really rich chocolate brunette base with some lighter, almost like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a copper. It does have a little bit of almost like hazelnut is how I would describe that coloring. And then a little bit of a lighter piece mixed throughout. Sharpay is a style of wig, so this is the Sharpay style, but in more of a mid-length. And then the cap construction of this is a little bit different from the other monofilament I got from Chelsey. So this one it's a closed wefted cap, and then it has that monofilament ear-to-ear lace. So this is that monofilament. Again, it looks a little bit more like a mesh. And then this one, unlike Chelsey's other wigs, some of our other wigs, this one has velvet ear tabs. Still has the added bands, still has the clips, the Velcro in the back, which is similar to a lot of monofilaments. So it's basically taking Chelsey's cap and making it into a monofilament wig, which is nice. It is free parting, so you could change the wig if you want. Now, one of the questions I've been getting a lot is the sizing. Chelsey, where is the freaking... My magnet just fell, but it didn't fall on the ground, so it's somewhere on me, so I'm gonna hold this out. So Chelsey has saying that the monofilament doesn't fit any different than her regular caps, which I don't feel is exactly accurate. Lace is going to have more stretch to it than monofilament. So it does fit a little bit tighter, in my opinion, than the regular lace fronts because there's just not as much stretch to the monofilament part as there is lace. So it is gonna fit a little bit different. So just check your measurements. I find that they fit a little bit smaller, in my opinion. So just keep that in mind. I just kind of like want to be honest about how I feel about that. But this is the hairline. I'm gonna try to get close up. You know, monofilament hairlines are just gonna have those smaller knots. So you're not going to like see the lace as much, which I really like. And then because of the way the ear tabs are, this sits really close to your head, which I like because a lot of the times they'll say that the lace fronts don't like kind of really sit snug. So I do really like that about the monofilaments. And then this is the Sharpay Midi from all sides. Now always remember any sort of wig you want to measure, how they measure the length is like the back, like the top of the head to the bottom piece. You want to make sure you're measuring that on yourself because things are always going to look different depending on your height. I'm 5'3", so it might look shorter or longer on me or you depending on how tall you are. I want to show you the coloring outside. I know it's not as like aesthetic to be out here. So I'm standing outside right now. We have a lot of like snow right now, so I feel like the lighting is pretty good. Okay, so you see this hazelnut piece way more at the front out here, and you're just gonna see the different colors depending on the lighting. It's always important to make sure when you're trying on a wig, you're trying it on like in a natural light so you really get a good idea of the color, which is why I try to show it in different lights. Like it's gonna look darker right now than it was in there. Oh my God, it's so cold. You can see my breath. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But this is Sharpay Midi in the Americano coloring from Chelsey Smith Crowns. It is a monofilament glueless wig. And you can still get it. And I think as of making this, you know, depending on when you watch it, I don't know if it'll be available, but Chelsey is doing monofilament. So it's just always helpful to know what the monofilament looks like, especially at the hairline, since that is one of the questions I get asked probably the most. So let me know if you have any questions, and you can use Elizabeth M to save you 10% off when shopping Chelsey Smith Crowns. If you do, I love you. I appreciate it. We're the Wig Bestie. Kelly, bye!